Let's get started. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another episode of 52 Haircuts a Year, a vlog where I take you through my journey of cutting my hair 52 times in 1 year. And since there is 52 weeks in 1 year, this means I will be getting a haircut every week and I won't ever need a haircut. This is episode 19. Alright, so we're going to be getting started here with episode 19. If this is the first time you're watching this vlog, I'll give you a rundown on kind of how things go. If this is you returning to watch again, thank you so much. I appreciate your viewership. And just a quick rundown, basically what I do is I let you know what's going on with my hair. Nothing fancy, it's just a buzz cut. Sometimes I'll add a little bit of a fade just because I want to change it up. But the magic here is the consistency of cutting my hair once a week. That keeps you accountable, keeps you fresh, keeps you looking good. And this is true for anybody that likes to rock the short haircut. So here we go. First thing that I do also in the show is I show you what shirt I'm wearing. I also have an e-commerce store where I sell mostly men's clothing and accessories. That's for another topic, but if you're interested, whatever, its link is in the description. What I have today is really, I have no idea, but this shirt caught my eye. It's pretty much what it seems like to be a beginning sunset. This is like a magenta color, and then you have the silhouette of trees and the horizon of the mountains. It's a gray shirt. It's really soft. I think it's 100% cotton. It's lightweight and thin. And once I saw the graphic, I'm an outdoorsy kind of person. And this shirt just kind of like stood out when I got it. I've had it for a while, and that's today's shirt. I don't have a brand for you. I don't have anything where you can go find it. It's just keep your eyes out for t-shirts. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a brand. It doesn't have to be where you bought it or how much it cost or how much it didn't cost. It just, if you like the graphic, if it's pleasing to your eyes, if it's pleasing to your soul, and you throw it on and it just lays well on your body and it feels good, get it. I mean, that's the best advice I can give anybody. If you like it, it doesn't offend anybody, it's within your ethics, it feels good and it looks good, that's how you start your wardrobe. That's your style. Okay, so let's get started. So today's topic that we're going to be talking about, before I get into what we're doing with the haircut, well, I guess I'll give you a rundown first. I've been consistent with the one clip, so we're going to stick to that today. I'm going to do one clip all the way around. I am going to not taper the sides this time. I'm actually going to go for pointy sideburns, and then I am going to taper off the back. I'll line it up. I do use the template. If you're interested on how I cut the back, when you want just a straight cleanup line, search in my videos, and if you scroll down, you could always search within the channel. It'll show you how to cut the rough neck, how to cut the back of your neck. So check that out. I use a template, which is with tape, and it makes it a lot easier and you get a straight line. I'm also going to, like I said, I'll taper the back a little bit. That takes a little bit of time, so you'll see that like in the fast forward. If you have any questions on how I taper the back, leave them down below. Maybe I'll do a tutorial on how to do that. It's nothing too complicated, but it does take practice. So I got that ready. We'll be doing, like I said, a one clip. I'll be using 2 clippers. I use the large standard machine. You can pick up these machines. You can go as fancy as you want, and you get a Supreme one and pay hundreds of dollars for it. Or you could buy these like at your local drugstore or your local Walmart. You're looking anywhere from 20 to 30 bucks. And then I also run, for the cleanup, is a Wall Peanut, one of my favorite machines. This was gifted to me by my wife many years ago. And then I do a run through. After I do the big machine, I do the small machine. It just cuts the little tough hairs that the big machine missed or didn't grab. This one just has a tighter blade. It's a tinier machine, so it's able to pick up the finer hairs that got away from the other one. It just makes for a cleaner, smoother cut. And then I also use the small machine to do the line up around the edges, just to clean it all up if you like that style. So that's what we're going to be doing today. As far as the topic goes, we're going to be talking about why I inspire my kids to pay attention to who is teaching. All right, so the idea of the topic, which is pay attention to who is teaching before you pay attention to what he or she is teaching, doesn't necessarily mean, my blades are already oiled, by the way. It doesn't necessarily mean only in the classroom. However, most kids go to a traditional school, which I think we're going to go through a change here pretty soon, where homeschooling is going to be much more popular. We'll see that, I think, pretty soon. And even there, but we'll get to that in a second. You got to pay attention. I've always inspired my kids to pay attention to who is teaching before you pay attention to what he's teaching. And like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean only in a traditional school setting. It means when you're picking a mentor or you're picking your mentors, that's plural. When you're picking your mentors, don't just see what he has to offer or how successful he is, whatever you're measuring, whether it's health success, financial success, life in general success. You have to pay attention to who that person is. I'll use the word he just so I'm not bouncing back and forth to he or she, but I think you guys understand. It doesn't matter. That's your preference. If the person's doing good in a certain pillar of life, it doesn't matter what gender he is. But for the sake of making this video simpler for me to produce and kind of talk along, I'll just refer to it as he. You want to pay attention mainly. I teach them, my kids, to pay attention. The biggest red flag is a level of pleasantness. That's huge, I think. Because if you're pleasant within, you're pleasant without, on the outside. If you're pleasant in general, on whatever, just in life, whatever it is that you're trying to inspire or teach or whatever you want to call it, it's going to be dissipated with pleasantness. And pleasantness is a form, or is the foundation, I believe, of happiness. So if someone is just pleasant, they'll project whatever it is they're teaching with pleasantness. It'll be in a vibration of pleasantness, so it'll come out with good intention. It'll come out with a tremendous amount of passion for whatever it is that you're teaching. Love, if you will. I'll use buzzwords that are popular out there. If they're not pleasant, and again, I'm not just talking about the traditional school system, which, again, it's the very popular way of teaching. It's the general way of teaching. But if the teacher itself is angry or upset or mean, and that's how he feels that he's going to dictate his class, and I am boss, I am big cheese, I am angry, I am aggressive, you better be scared of me, based with fear, teaching with fear, chances are it's not coming from a pleasant place inside, in the being, in the soul, right? So if the foundation is aggression, if the foundation is fear, do I really want to pick up anything that you say besides what I have to make if it's a course or whatever, if we're shooting for a grade? Besides that, besides the technicality behind it, should I pay attention to the way you function? Should I really absorb the energy that you're dissipating and say, wow, this guy's teaching, awesome subject. This guy's teaching an awesome class. He's so aggressive. He's so mean. He's so scary. That's awesome. I want to be like that. So then when I turn around and I teach this to somebody, I got to be that same aggressive, angry, bitter, sour energy to the person that I'm teaching, whether it's my brother, my kids, my neighbor. If I decide to teach, it doesn't make any sense. So I teach my kids, you know what? If you're in a situation where you're going to take a course, whether it's traditional school, first grade, second grade, all the way to whatever, if it's a post score, if you're in a seminar and you're there to see one of the speakers, but somebody else comes out and that guy's unpleasant, that guy's just not walking around with the vibe that you want. He's walking around with the vibe that just doesn't dissipate pleasantness. Pay attention to what he says, but with a grain of salt, I guess, like they say, know that if he's not pleasant, you should pay a lot of attention to what he's saying and how he's saying it, and then kind of do your own thing with it. Because if it's not coming out from a place of pleasantness, it's probably not going to create any more pleasantness within you. And I've seen that a lot. I mean, I remember with a lot of the teachers that I had throughout, from recent, current day teachers that I've had, mentors, seminars, courses. You got guys that come out here and sometimes they'll scream at somebody in the audience, they'll yell at them to make them feel bad for a comment that they say. It's like, what are you teaching? With that energy, without vibe, to be aggressive, with no compassion, with no understanding? Or the teacher that comes out and says, nobody gets an A in my class. Should we be concerned or should you be concerned? I don't know, maybe your teaching needs a little bit of polishing or a little refinement. Is that something to be bragging about, or you should keep that on the down low? Because if nobody's getting an A in your class, maybe there's a problem with the teaching, not necessarily the students. But you come out here with that aggression, how about for the student that is not gifted and doesn't learn so quick and doesn't learn so easy? Now he's like intimidated. I'm already scared to be here. I'm already thinking, dang, if last year was difficult, imagine this year. And then you come at me with that aggression, stomping through class with your shoulders up and whatever, thinking, big chest or whatever, just walking around class. If I catch you doing this, if I catch you doing that, these are the rules of my class. I understand the whole concept of you want to set some sort of a standard, or else the students will walk all over you. But if you don't use creativity, I had a lot of teachers that would use creativity to show authority without fear, which was usually, after I thought about it a little bit and gathered some notes and some information, it was usually through inspiration. The cool teacher, I want to be like him. Why? Why do you want to be like him? Why would you want to be like him? Because of the way he teaches? It's the same subject that all the other teachers are teaching. For example, why do you want to be like him? Answer those questions. Typically it's because he's calm under pressure. He's calm with 22 to 32, or I don't know, nowadays 40 students in the class. He keeps it calm. He keeps order. He's never upset. He's never in a bad mood. He's never angry. He's never dissipating unpleasantness. He's always dissipating good energy. Those are the students that at the end of the year, the whole class is crying because they don't want the year to end. When you only have a group of 6 who's crying, those are the gifted kids that you guys connected. The other ones are throwing their classwork away, throwing their notebooks away because they can't wait for it to finish. Really? Something's going on there. Pay attention to who is teaching. Is he pleasant? Another example that I give my kids is like, okay, you want to go get classes, you want to go somebody to teach you how to ride a bike, how to become a really good road bike rider or a mountain bike climber, and go pay attention on who he is. Is he fit? No, he's not that fit. So what makes you think that he rides his bike a lot? Let me go check out his Instagram. You scroll through his feed and he has no pictures of him on roads or out riding bikes or information about different bicycles and pedals and clubs and helmets and this and this. Nothing on that. Maybe he's posting just a bunch of complaintive posts, complaints about the street, complaints about the weather, about the climate, about politics, about how this is bad, how about that is bad, and road rage and this, and I can't believe people act this way, I can't believe this, I can't believe that. Not one picture or video in regards to what he's supposedly teaching you, just a whole lot of sour complaining. Is it in your best interest to use that person as an instructor on how to ride a bike faster? He's not coming from a place of pleasantness. The other side of the coin, you find somebody who you scroll down his feed, always smiling, always energetic, with his family, with his friends, whatever the case may be, always posting stuff about safety and how fun it is to ride. The guy's fit. He's always working on his bike. He's always saying what great climate we have, what great people we have in our society, highlights good things that people do around his community. maybe not the best bike rider, maybe not as popular or whatever, but he's coming from a place of pleasantness. I would much rather deal with somebody who's dissipating pleasantness versus someone who's not. That's today's subject on 52 Haircuts, episode 19. I'm going to finish up this haircut. I'm harping on that word pleasantness because it's big in my books. That's just, you can't fight or you can't go against pleasantness. That's a place where you need to be coming from. I'm going to put this on fast forward. I'll be right back to say my peace outs. In the meantime, enjoy the good music and think about a question or a comment. Post it down below. And while you're at it, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. And I'll be back in just a little bit. So that does it for episode 19. Again, a recap, I did a one clip. I faded the back a little bit, a small, low taper fade. I was gonna do the pointy eyebrows, but I guess when I was shaving earlier today, I went a little high and they look really short, so I figured, okay, I'm just gonna fade them up a little bit, bald fade all the way up, just on the sideburns. And then next week, I'll try to let them grow out if I decide to go through the pointy eyebrow thing. I'll make sure not to shave up that high when I'm doing my daily shaving. And if I do, well then I'll just taper them. I'll just fade them again. So anyways, that does it for episode 19. Thank you so much for watching. You got some links down below, my Instagram, my e-commerce clothing, men's clothing store, some great stuff back there. So I invite you to go follow me on Instagram. I do daily posts. I do something over there called Shirt of the Day. I also post stuff about me with my dog. I have a Rottweiler. Her name's Valentina. And then with my family, with my son, we do a lot of fishing. With my daughter, we do a lot of back and forth talking about social media and business. It's really fun. I call that session Entrepreneur Dad. It's really fun hanging out with him. And anyways, go follow. If you find that interesting, go give me a follow over on Instagram. For some reason you don't, you can unfollow me later. That's totally cool. If you're into the whole haircut thing, make sure that you subscribe and you hit the little bell there so you get the alerts when I load up a new video for 52 Haircuts. Episode 20 is coming in next week. Thanks for watching today's 52 Haircuts a Year, episode 19. Have a great one. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.